Right folks, so welcome back to another video. The day's finally here, the turbo's arrived. We've been waiting for this for probably about 2 months or so. It's a Pure 800 hybrid turbo. Big shout out to Pureturbos.eu for supplying it. Got it all laid out on the table. The plan is we're going to install it all today, get the car running, and then essentially start with the mapping in the coming videos and seeing what power we can make. There are cars out there with 700 horsepower and race fuel, etc. Likely with 99 you're looking at what, 580 to 600, but as you saw in the previous video, if you haven't checked it out, we have fitted a Deutsche stage 2 high pressure fuel pump, which I'll show you now. So yeah, this was also, I'll take the engine cover off actually. This car is quite hot. Put that there. See Aston, I'm already making the start. I've taken the engine cover off.
You help me do the job, yeah?
Yeah, I'm gonna help you.
Fit it together.
He doesn't realise I actually did fit a turbo to my GTI like 2 years ago, so I am fairly handy.
Wait,
you know?
You had a GTI?
Yeah, who would have known?
I know you had Volkswagen.
So there is the Deutsche high pressure fuel pump. This is the stage 2 variant. So that'll essentially allow us to run full E85 with the Pure 800. And as mentioned, that's the reason for not putting a super high pressure fuel pump on the car. Evolve's dyno, as you can see, is still in progress. I think there's a few more delays on this, so we might be using a different dyno to do the tuning. Car's already in the air. Aston's just removing the downpipe that he fitted a few weeks ago.
Deja vu, bruv.
It's like a reverse video of the other one we did.
Just put it in reverse.
Yeah. I've still got part of the bird in the grill from the last video. Now, there was some confusion. I didn't run over the bird. A van in front of me did, and then I was showered with the remains of the bird. So, yeah, I didn't do anything, man. I didn't do anything. Intake's already off as well. Lovely Venturi. So, in addition to the turbo, we have got a few other little bits. We've got this inlet pipe, which replaces the stock one. So, as you'd see in the engine bay, this Venturi obviously is going to attach onto there. Bit smoother, of course. Apart from that, nothing else really comes in the box. We've got plenty of stickers. If you want a sticker, let me know. What do you reckon of the turbo, Imran?
Well, it's a similar one to what we've got on the Supra as well. So
yeah.
With Pure Turbos, it's one of those really safe bets. Like, we've used them on loads of customers' cars, very reliable.
Yeah.
There's a lot of obviously other turbo companies coming up now, but
this is the main one you'd recommend, essentially.
yeah, it's basically Pure, TT and Mosserman. Like, we've had experience with all three of them, and we haven't seen any failures. Like, I've seen a lot of failures with a lot of other brands.
Yeah.
That's why we kind of stick to these ones. There's a lot of hassle fitting these on.
Yeah.
And if something fails, you have to take it off, and then for the customer, it's no good. But yeah, I mean, any of those three brands, you can't go wrong. And obviously, Pure, being around for a while, very proven results as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So BMWs use blue coolant. That's new for me. I'm normally used to seeing, you know, pink or reddish color.
Oh, because you got Volkswagen, right?
Yeah, Volkswagen. Yeah. This isn't my car, man. Just a quick reminder, if you do enjoy M140i content or just generally hot hatches, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Also follow me on Instagram as well. I've got a bunch of stuff lined up. Yeah, this thing's going to be a bit of a beast when it's done. I mean, it already is a pretty great car in stage 2 plus format, but literally this is going to change the car completely. I don't know when this video is going to go out, but the next video you're going to see is of it being tuned. We will try a few different fuels, etc. Turbo is quite accessible on this, don't it?
It's fairly straightforward. You just got to disconnect like all the lines and the oil lines, the coolant lines and all stuff like that.
Because I'm used to engines being transversely mounted, so they're all at the back by the bulkhead.
Back or the front,
yeah. So.
Oh yeah, because it's Volkswagen, isn't it?
Yeah. He likes to remind me that I like Volkswagens. VRSF downpipe, which we fitted a few videos ago, looks to be all fine. Got a nice colour going on here. Not bad for 300 quid, to be fair. I mean, with the intake off, I mean, you can literally see exactly what you're working on rather than guessing and seeing or getting the tool around there.
Yeah, you're not like bending your arm around funny positions and like trying to angle round things. And but some cars you have to like undo some nuts from underneath, some nuts from up the top.
Yeah.
So you're forever going up and down the ramp. This one you should pretty much be able to get everything from the top.
Yeah, you can usually see
quite
everything.
easy to access. And like you said, there's plenty of room. There's loads of room here to angle it around.
Yeah, spot on. Right, so the turbo's all undone. Well, it's just hanging in oblivion right now. Moment of truth coming out. It's NA now.
Yeah, we can leave the turbo off.
Gives you a better perspective of the length of the engine. When you realise this whole kind of trim bit and obviously the skull panel is actually covering a good percentage of the engine. I say it's set far back, it's pretty much in line with the front wheels, but it's just cool, man, seeing such a decent sized engine in such a small car. Right, so we've got the Pure 800 here and got the stock turbo here. Fundamentally, the Pure 800 is a hybrid turbo, so it's a modified version of the stock one. Has the integrated manifold as well, exactly the same. Inside, got a Pure stamp on the blades as well. As you can see, size difference is very noticeable. Yeah, it's significant, you can tell. Might as well put the lens in there. There you go.
Does it fit?
Almost does actually. The lens fits perfectly in.
It does it. Oh.
Look at that, mate. Wide angle lens. And there's the stock one. Definitely does not fit. We were joking about this turbo before when looking at this one, but it's crazy how the stock turbo will do 500 horsepower with ethanol anyway, so still a very capable thing. Right, and the other side, there's a Pure 800. There's a stock one.
This is pretty much straight fit, to be fair. When it comes to cooler lines and oil lines, they're the same.
The placement's the same as well.
Placement's all the same, all in the same position.
Yeah.
The only difference obviously is the inlet, which is larger, so that's why they provide the
they give that in the box as well.
New inlet pipe.
With the Pure 800, normally when you order one, you have got the option of either buying one as it is, you know, you buy the whole turbo, new turbo, and then they convert it to a hybrid spec, or you buy it and you exchange your old one. So what we're going to do is we are going to be sending this back to Pureturbos.eu, and that saves you a bit of money. But either way, if you're going to do this upgrade, be prepared to spend money on other things, because there's one thing added power to it, then you're going to need the added fuel pump upgrade as well, then you're going to want to put an LSD in it, you're going to want to change the bushes, dampers. It's pretty much the whole car, isn't it, at this point? So
I think you'd have to change quite a lot.
yeah, it's normally
The
custom.
front panel would be the first thing you'd have to change.
So it doesn't bolt into the stock one. Actually got these holes here, haven't you?
Yeah, but there's no, you could probably put
Yeah.
riv nuts in there.
So for just a bit of context of what we're doing here, of course this is an S55 carbon strut brace. This is originally for Starler, the grey M2 of course that you normally see here. It's not here today, but they had it lying around, so I just wanted to see how it looks on a B58. There are a few people who have done it.
Definitely not going to clear that, that'd have to go.
Yeah.
So it depends on what's underneath, and then you'd replace that for the M3 one, and replace those.
Yeah.
And then obviously the main frame would sit around there, but it might fit.
But yeah, what we'll do, I'll give you guys a second montage of the Pure 800 being fitted, and then we'll catch up afterwards and see where we go from there. Right, so I hope you guys enjoyed the little montage of the turbo being fitted. Thought I'd just pause it midway. We have got it all put on again, and obviously the silicone pipe has been fitted back up. Now, the one thing that I wanted to mention, this pipe is pretty much designed for stock airboxes, pretty much from what we can see. I did message the guys at Pureturbos.eu, and they did say that with certain aftermarket intakes, it can cause an issue with fitment. So obviously we're running the Venturi intake. That is actually designed for a stock turbo. It's not designed for obviously a stationary application, so we've had to just modify it a bit. Depending on which one you're running, you have to do the same thing. It's just the way it fits, and it's quite snug over here. So yeah, just be prepared going into it. If you are going to replicate this exact setup that I've got on my car, you will have to modify the Venturi. But if you've got a stock airbox, it probably is okay. I'm not too sure. I haven't got it here to test it out. But yeah, we're going to just obviously put some coolant in it now. It's going in as we speak. Put some oil in it. We're also going to check the actuator on the system here. Yeah, once that's done, we'll get a first start up. Right, so we're just going to crank the car just to get some oil around the turbo and all the feed lines. Left one of the coil packs unplugged. Get some of that oil circulating around there. That'll do, any hash.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is, because we had to swap the actuator over from the old turbo, so we've got to make sure it's set for its set points, so it's max and it's minimum. So what we have to do is go on is to carry out self-test function basically.
Yeah.
And that will tell us whether it needs to be adjusted or not. You can hear it doing its thing.
Yeah, it's testing, man.
Test is complete.
Okay.
Continue. No faults identified, so we don't need to adjust it at all. It's good to go.
All sound as stock then. Right, so the first start up with the Pure 800 turbo. Coolant's all in. Moment of truth. Intake time, yeah? It's a modified even true now.
Modified.
Custom spec.
Yeah, sorry Bill, I cut it.
Right, let me put the camera down a second. I don't want to do this with one hand. And then it gets bent. Hopefully that doesn't fall. I think that's pretty much straight. I mean, I've got history of putting stickers on wrong. Best I can do. You know, this sticker alone adds about 100 horsepower. Don't even need ethanol with this sticker. Sorted. Right folks, so there we have it. The M140i now has a pure hybrid turbo on it. I'm going to end the video here because in the next video we're going to be tuning it, so we'll save all the power for then. For now I'm just going to take it easy, drive it back to Birmingham, no full boost or anything like that. We have put a base file on the car so it knows that it's got a pure 800 on it. But yeah, it's cool that we're finally here. I keep thinking that the turbo is going to arrive in a few weeks or in a month's time, but it's actually on the car and it's running right there in front of you. But yeah folks, make sure you stay tuned for the content we've got coming up in the next week or two. Gonna get some big power out of this thing. Subscribe to the channel if you are new here. Follow me on Instagram as well. And yeah, check out Volvo tomorrow for all your BMW stuff. I'll stop rambling now and I'll see you guys in the next video.